Welcome back to the Five. Talk about government waste at its finest or worst. Residents in upstate New York are having to foot the bill for, get this, wait for it, frog crossing signs. Apparently there are specific areas where froggies like to cross the road, but taxpayers say this is just another waste of their money. Ange, there's plenty of them.
Are we surprised? I mean, we actually use taxpayer money to fund turtle tunnels as part of the stimulus. So really, this is why people hate government.
Oh, and
they're angry.
Let's not forget the shrimp on the treadmill, too.
Shrimp on the treadmill.
So that's how you spell crossing? I used to think that was a zing.
Oh, I get it. I got it. Hey, Bob, but you know, in all kidding aside, I mean, government waste is all they're all starting to get it. And we talked about Delta smelt, Bob.
Yeah. Sagebrush lizard.
Sagebrush.
I don't know what you guys got against frogs. I mean, you know, frogs got to get across somehow.
That's true.
And you need a little warning. The question I got is, do you think the frogs can figure out what those signs are about? I mean, give me a break. I use frogs to fish. I mean, I can't get into this. Even I can't get into this. Although, you know, I love government spending, but I could think. Now, when I was back in my old days, they could have drunk crossing.
Bob, only you would think the signs were for the frog.
When you're driving, do you try and avoid the frog or run over the frog?
I haven't driven a car in 4 years.
Okay.
So
no wonder we're safer.
Yeah.
All right. Next story, apparently in D.C., the big, massive earthquake, which, by the way, they figured out it was on a fault, the Obama administration calling it Bush's fault.
Of course. Yeah, it's funny.
Apparently, do you like that?
Yeah, that was really
nobody likes it. Go.
The animals in the D.C. zoo anticipated the earthquake and started to huddle together.
This is an interesting phenomenon. I grew up in California. My dog, Chipper, a miniature schnauzer, predicted every quake by running around the house about an hour before. He wasn't actually predicting the quake. He was predicting our behavior after the quake, because we would be running around like crazy. Chipper's dead now.
I don't know what's more surprising, the fact that Chipper predicted the quake or that you had a dog that was a miniature schnauzer named Chipper.
I know. I also had a monocle.
He was trying to get you up because you were stoned. That's probably what
So
it was
what's the point of this story? I got to go buy a monkey now?
No. All these animals at the DC Zoo
that's
get
the point of it.
15-second warning. I mean, it's a big deal. They have these lizards that are close to the ground. They probably felt the ground shake.
All right, let's move on to the last animal topic of the day. Bill Clinton has announced that he's a vegan. Yeah. Now, you have a little experience.
You know, he's talking about this because he had heart bypass surgery. I also had heart bypass surgery, and I can tell you it is the worst possible operation. I'm going in for another stress test on Friday, which are always dangerous. And some of you out there may feel real lucky if I'm not back next week. No, I know you wouldn't believe that.
Can we show, while we talk about this, any of the pictures of Bill Clinton before his vegan days, I guess? What is that? Oh, look at that. That's
you know, when you've gone through heart bypass surgery, you read everything on the internet you can about it, right? And everybody's advice about what you're supposed to eat, what you're not supposed to eat. And like we talked about yesterday, nobody can agree on anything. So my view is eat steak and die happy.
Are you kidding me? I don't believe this for a minute. I don't believe. Does anyone really believe this besides Bob?
What?
Mr. I didn't inhale. I did not have sex with that woman. I did not eat that porterhouse. You know what, Bob? I almost
look, I think it's crazy to do it. I think vegetables are dangerous.
He lost a lot of weight, and he lost it for Chelsea's wedding last year. But look, this is a guy who had big-time cholesterol arteries, right? Because he was cruising McDonald's all the time. Remember the great comedian, the late Phil Hartman, who used to play Bill Clinton on SNL? And he used to play him like going up to people at McDonald's and picking up their Big Mac and eating them. So this feels like an end to an era, if it's true.
Usually if you have a bad heart, they offer you two options. You either give up the sex or you give up the meat. You gave up the meat.
And I haven't given up either one, which I think is a safer way to go. And let's may also point out that we don't look those of us that had heart bypass surgery. Look, we ain't going to live to be 90. I mean, and so we might as well enjoy it on the way out.
You know what? Maybe Michelle Obama's vegetable garden is actually working.
Yes.
Somehow I doubt the Obamas are going to have Bill Clinton over to pick vegetables.
You had to get that in.
Well, how was that a shot? I think that was a very nice thing to say about the First Lady's. I've seen that garden. It's doing very well.
Don't get carried away. You've said one nice thing about Obama today. You're going to be wretched all night long.
That's it, everybody. We're going to leave it right there. Thanks for watching The Five. See you tomorrow. Great show. Love you.
There's those songs, too.